So look, let me show y'all what it is. So for a long time, I never ever could even imagine doing nothing other than what I was doing when I was working at the jail. I want you to peep. I was working at the jail, right? And when I was working at the jail, I thought that was the pinnacle of my life. You feel me? The pinnacle. I thought that I would never have no more than what I had made at the jail. So at the jail, with my overtime, I would make $100,000 a year. And then after my taxes, I would make like $58,000 a year, right? So I had a normal apartment, a 1-2 bedroom apartment, outside of the city. So I was living outside of the city because I really didn't feel comfortable paying the inner city prices. So in the city, I don't know if y'all know about Atlanta, but you can get like a 1-bedroom apartment for about $12,000 to $15,000 to $2,000 a month, or you can get like a studio apartment for like $900 to now being like, you know, $2,500 a month, right? So now that you understand that, I was like, fuck it, I want to pay like $900, $800 a month and have a 2-bedroom. So I lived outside the city just to save money, and I worked at the jail. You feel me? So I was making about $60,000 a month. And then, you know, I paid that pretty much a year for what? For where I was living. So I pretty much was just evening out. I thought the pinnacle of my life was at the jail, working at a jail. And I used to even consider myself privileged. I considered myself privileged as a person who really was just able to have a good job, have a roof over my head, and had a car. I had my Jeep Wrangler, my dream car. But really, all I had to do was this, right? All I had to do was make enough for me to pay for my place. All I had to do was make enough to have my dream car, the high-ass car note. I ended up paying around $600 a month for my car, $900 a month for where I stay, and then cable and all that stuff. So I really didn't have that much money to spend on things I wanted to do, right? So what I had to do was figure out just how to make it month to month, right? And y'all know what I always talk about. Poor people think day to day. Middle class people think month to month. Rich people think year to year. Real rich people think decade to decade, right? So once I figured that out, right, I ain't noticed at the time. I just thought that was the pinnacle of my life. Because what I found out is when I would take off days from work, what would happen was I would no longer be able to I wouldn't have that much money to do my pay my regular stuff from where I live. I would not be able to go out and go to the movies. I would have to work overtime to play catch up on just where I live. Just for where I live, right? Just for where I live. So you can see the keys. Y'all know the keys to all the cars that y'all were just looking at. So y'all know it's no fluff out here. But either way, so what I seen was even though I was living and I was content, I thought that was the pinnacle of my life, working at a jail and getting paid $60,000 a year. But I just started to notice a little pattern. I was like, damn, every time I'm about to go travel, every time I come back from traveling, I don't have no money. I got to work doubles. So guess what I'm doing? I'm trading time for money. And I barely had any time to be able to live and be free. So what I did was, after a budgeting meeting I had, right? After a budgeting meeting I had at the jail, which I encourage, I don't tell no entrepreneurs nothing bad about having 9-to-5s, because without a 9-to-5, I would have never knew about systems. I would have never knew about structure, about management, about everything that goes into being able to run business, customer service, you know, being able to manage other people under you and actually be successful, have a successful team, right? So I would have never knew none of those things if I never worked a 9-to-5. So what I learned was, by being in that 9-to-5, it made me be prepared to become the entrepreneur that I am today, right? So I'm prepared to be this super entrepreneur, but I didn't even know it. I worked all these jobs. I worked at Crystals. I worked at Applebee's. I worked at the PX. I worked at the commissary. I worked at Dillard's in a woman's shoe section. I worked at Urban Outfitters. I worked at all these different places that built me up to be able to become what I became. But I ended up in the jail though, right? I ended up in the jail. She a Mazzoline level. I ended up in the jail though. So I want y'all to peep this. I ended up in the jail and I had to go to a mandatory budgeting meeting I didn't want to go to. And I met a guy in there. This is the guy who taught me how to fix my credit. He was telling me all of these different crazy things, right? And then he told me he said, yo, he walked in the room. He said, how many people in this room know what's going on in the stock market? Nobody raised their hand. He said, if I was in a room full of millionaires, then everybody's hand would have been raised. Now, I want y'all to follow me. Look, I want y'all to follow me because, look, this is the most important thing about it. I was not a millionaire. I wasn't even a thousandaire. I had a couple $1,000s in my bank account, but that money was already spent. Everybody comment already spent. I had money in my bank account. I did have a savings account. I was building up a pension and a 401k, but that money was already spent. So at this time, I didn't understand why my life was aligned for me to get to the jail. So it was important for me to be able to get to the jail so I can go to that mandatory budgeting meeting that taught me about credit, right? So by this time and by this age that I'm in, I'm mature enough to be able to say, yo, I'm vulnerable. Because, we all got an ego. All of us have egos, like especially men. We have huge egos to where we'll be like, all right, I don't want to ask for help. I don't want to tell nobody that, I don't know what I'm doing with money. I don't want to tell nobody that my credit score is a 400. We don't want to say that stuff. So I was mature enough to be able to go to this grown man and say, yo, my credit score is a 400. I applied for a bunch of credit cards. They always deny me. I don't know how to repair my credit. What do I do? At a mandatory budgeting meeting at the jail that I did not want to go to. I wanted to go to my cell. I was like, take me to my cell, please. I want to go to the cell. Why we got to go to a budgeting meeting? Nobody need no budgeting meeting. This is my mindset. Don't nobody need no budgeting meeting. What I need a budget for? I'm Mitch, man. I work at the jail. I'm a correction officer. What I need that for? At this time, look, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm being 100% transparent. I thought this was the pinnacle of my life outside of working too, because I was able to, I'm a person who's been able to get the women that I wanted to talk to. So the women that I wanted to date, I was able to pull. I had an apartment that I was paying for, a 2-bedroom apartment. I considered myself a well-established man. And when I talked to women, they wanted to date me. They wanted to be with me. So I really didn't pursue anything else. I didn't think that there was a next level to me. I thought this was it. I thought that was the highest I would ever get unless I just climbed ranks in the jail. My chief was driving an Infinity truck. I thought that was beastie. He was driving an Infinity truck. One of them had my captain at the jail. He had a Corvette. The other one had a couple Escalades. I was like, oh, you know what? These dudes making pretty good money. I think I can make some pretty good money work at the jail. So I didn't even think there was another level. So I tell this dude and I go to this meeting. You know what I mean? I'll be vulnerable with this guy. I tell him something that men can't admit. I need help. Men, look, fellas, y'all know how y'all is. I need help. My credit sucks. I've been trying. I don't want to look bad. But for you, dog, I feel like I can say to you, yo, I need help. I got a 400 credit score. And then guess what he said? He said, Mick, that's not shit. He said, all you got to do is this, and then they going to send you this. And I said, really? It's that simple? He said, it's going to take 6 months. He said, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He said, Mitch, all you got to do is get you a secure credit card, right? All you got to do is get you a secure credit card, right? Get you a secure credit card, put down $200, pay that off early every single month for 6 months. And after 6 months, Mitch, they're going to send you an unsecured credit card. And there you go. You're going to be building up revolving credit. You're going to build up credit history. You're going to build up 100% payment history. And they're going to send you one that's unsecured. And that unsecured one is going to also go to the balance in your credit. And that's going to make your credit score shoot up. I said, what? Is that simple? And I said, damn, it takes 6 months? It takes 6 months? I'm thinking that's a long time. That's a short amount of time. 3 years is a short amount of time. 4 years is a short amount of time for me to build up my credit. But people don't want to take the time to do that, right? But they want all of this. They want this stuff. They want all of this. They want this. They don't want to take the time. So I'm just telling y'all real talk what he told me. He told me, he said, look, if you want to do it, it's going to take some time, but it's very doable. You got a 400 credit score. You want to get your credit up. Every time you try to go get a car, they saying you got to put down 10 racks, 20 racks. Every time you go get an apartment, they saying that you got to do this, you got to do that. Every time you trying to go buy a house, they saying you're not approved. Every time you trying to you need a co-signer. They saying you're immature. He's like, you're immature right now. So if you really want to do it, it's going to take some time, but it's easy to do. All you got to do is be disciplined. I said, bet, say less. I'm going to go do it. I went and did the shit. And then they started giving me all of these opportunities. And then when I started getting my credit up, what I realized was that when your credit is good, then everything is good. And then my mind started to switch and think that I can do more things because I was able to do more things. A lot of times when people would say no to me, they were now saying yes. A lot of the people that were saying no to me, they are now saying yes, right? A lot of my friends who had bad credit scores, they couldn't do the things that I was doing. Then I started to notice that my friends, since they didn't have good credit scores, then maybe they can't really help me get to the next level. Now I got to go network with people who got these things in abundance. And I used to think that it was a rarity. I used to think it was very rare that someone has an 800 credit score. I thought it was very rare that someone has a 700 credit score. But it's not. There's a lot of people. You know what else I thought it was rare, y'all? Y'all know what else I thought was rare? I thought it was rare for people to be millionaires. Y'all know that? I thought it was a rare thing for somebody to be a millionaire. But now I know that it's not true, because guess what? All my niggas is millionaires. All my homies is millionaires. All my niggas, like, yo, I'm out here in Miami, and me and all my homies, not one, not two, not three of us, not four of us, not five of us, not six of us, not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10. All my niggas is millionaires, dog. All my niggas is millionaires. So now, when you realize that it's not even rare, it's just some people that's going to get it and some people that's not going to get it, right? So now you look up and you start to see what's popping. You like, yo, it's not even rare. Niggas can become millionaires all day. We go to this Lamborghini event right now. We fly. Look, this is what me and all my homies did. We didn't drive our cars down here. We don't want to waste the mileage on our Lambos. We got them shipped. Some of us got 2 cars shipped. Two Lambos. My boy Neo shipped his Urus and his Huracan. I shipped the Huracan, yours. You see what I'm saying? Multiple Lambos. We shipping them. We staying in a mansion. Look, we staying in a mansion. We can stay anywhere. We can go get a hotel room we can go get a hotel room at the Holiday Inn. We can go get a hotel room at the Holiday Inn and stay right there at the Holiday Inn. We can come down here and rent another person's Lambo, but we shipped our own cars down here. We shipped our own cars down to a Lamborghini event. And guess what? When we came to this Lamborghini event, it's 200-300 other Lamborghini owners, most of them millionaires. Even if they're not millionaires, they're very resourceful entrepreneurs who figured out a way to be able to get their own Lamborghini. You dig what I'm saying? So that lets you know that it's not rare to even be a millionaire. You just not operating on that level. Most of us are operating on the 98% level, right? Most of us are sheeple, and we're operating thinking that we can't have all of these things. We can't live in abundance. We can't get the work. We can't get busy. Most of us think that we can't be a millionaire. You know that, right? Most of us don't even believe it, for real. Some of us say it, oh, I want generational wealth. Some of us say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. But we really don't believe that we can, because we're operating in a level of people in mindset and a lifestyle of people who are not like that. So if you operate in a lifestyle talk and your diet is around all people who are millionaires, you're going to move in a different way. You get what I'm saying? You're going to move in a different way. And there's a level above us. There's billionaires hanging out. There's billionaires hanging out. I got homies who billionaires. On my podcast, No Fluff the Podcast, on the 9th, we got a billionaire coming through to do his show. We got we got a few billionaires that's going to come and stop by and give y'all some gems and some game. It's not, they hanging around us. And guess who getting the sauce? The people who are in that proximity. The people who are not in that proximity, who going to hang out at the club, going to hang out at the lounge, going to smoke hookah, going to drink, going to be at the strip club, going to watch Netflix, going to watch what's the shit called, the Tinder Swindler, going to pay attention to shit like that. The people who are doing that are not focused on getting to their meals because their proximity is not set up for them to become a millionaire or a billionaire. Their proximity is not there. The conversation is not there. You can be in the right room and become a millionaire by default. It's a law of averages. If you're the average of the 6 people you hang around most, maybe you need to start hanging around the 5 millionaires. You hang around 5 millionaires, by the law of averages, you're going to become the 6. But you got to be able to provide value. You got to be willing to work. You got to be willing to be disciplined. You got to be willing to change. Everybody comment the word change. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And I just wanted to give y'all that this morning while I'm waking up and letting you know I'm about to leave. So I'm about to get my car shipped out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get my car shipped out of here, sent back to Atlanta, so I can get back on my P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to give y'all some motivation this morning and let y'all know that y'all can have it, but y'all gonna have to change. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Trust me. I want to say something that's gonna hit home for a lot of y'all. If you're not a millionaire today, it's your fault. If you don't have an 800 credit score today, it's your fault. I'm just gonna let you know right now. So you gotta change something. Something has to change. Something you're doing is not working. What's up, boss?
Having fun?
Yeah, man, you know. Fun's over, time to go back home.
Yeah.
You here to get the 2 Huracans, right?
He told me Urus and Huracan.
Urus and Huracan? All right, you here to get these 2?
These 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to put that first Urus on the front.
Okay. All right. Good, we're gonna move them around right now. If you ain't make it yet, if you ain't where you want to be, if you ain't got your lifestyle together, if you ain't got your income together, if you ain't got your dream house, if you ain't got your dream car, if you don't got your dream woman, you don't got your dream husband, it's your fault. Now let's get to it. If you want to get more lives like this, jump on the OnlyFans, baby, because we getting spicy. Zoom call tonight, and we about to get into high-level mastery. If you're about that, let's be about that. If you're not, you know what it is, man. Holla at you whenever I feel like getting on live, which is not much lately, but I just wanted to give y'all this morning motivation. Take advantage of your opportunities, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm out.